the temperature, but we do normally have some pretty good luck out here. Now we're going to start off our adventure here in the Little Ituri Forest. A lot of the animals out here do have natural colored coating, so they do tend to blend in with their surroundings. And that's great for them because it does mean that they can blend in with the dense vegetation of the forest. It's very nice because then they can easily hide away from predators. It does make it just quite a bit more difficult for us to see them. But that's alright. I do think I spot something coming up ahead of us. It looks like the truck up ahead of us has spotted it as well. That's going to be the greater kudu up there. We'll get a little closer to it in just a moment.
Wait. What? Wait, is that a camel?
It's a greater kudu.
Go back to New York.
It's going to be coming up here on the hill, just a little further up. This is the greater kudu here on the right-hand side at the top of this hill. The greater kudu do look very much like deer, but they're not. They're an antelope. This is the second tallest antelope here in Africa. This female can stand up to about 55 inches at the shoulder blade. The reason I know she's a female is because she does not have any horns on her head. The males will have horns that can be up to 6 feet long, so very easy to tell the difference. If you look really closely, you'll notice that she's got some white stripes up on her back and face there. Those are used for camouflage. They're also used to confuse predators. Although it seems silly, when predators look at one of those greater kudu, they actually see more than one of them because of those white stripes.
Yeah.
A lot of the animals here are very good at camouflage and have all pretty much developed some sort of adaptation to... there's some more of them.
Oh,
Kyle hanging out up there.
she looks like
A bunch of them have developed those adaptations to help themselves kind of camouflage, get away from those predators or confuse them in a way.
I see you.
The reindeer. See you later.
I thought it was a goat. I thought it was a camel, honestly, and that's animal. It's the petting zoo. Go pet it, Luce. You know you can.
Okay, up here on the left-hand side, all the way up there at the top of the hill, there are some reddish-brown antelope up there. Those are the bongos. Bongos are known as the ghosts of the forest. They're very good at blending in with their surroundings. Their horns on their head slant backwards and are extremely smooth. They allow them to cut through brush quickly and easily in order to get away from any predators. We're going to leave the Ituri Forest behind, though. We are going to make our way towards the Sathi River, see what kind of water dwellers we can find out here as we continue on just a bit further. Now keep your eyes peeled in the water because hippos do like to hang out underneath the water. I do see a couple of them coming up here on the right.
Wait. It's a duck. It's a duck. Wait, come here. Come back.
Hippos will spend most of their day underwater. They can hold their breath for around 8 minutes at a time. They usually only come up for air. And they'll completely get out of the water when it's time to graze. There's a whole bunch more of them over here on the left-hand side as well. Their water is heated, so that's actually why they're hanging out in there.
Wow, so yeah, you can see the steam come off.
They get a nice little warm spot. Hippos are very, very territorial animals despite being herbivores. They will be extremely aggressive when it comes to protecting their territory. They only share it with birds, as you can see. And those birds there are known as the pink-backed pelicans. They get their name because their backs will turn pink during mating season. In order to find their perfect mate, they find their perfect shade of pink. They can live in groups of 20 to over 500 pairs of birds. Which means that was a fairly small pod of pelicans we saw back there. Now as we continue around, I did see some Nile crocodiles. They're probably under the water. So you do have to look really closely, but they're usually hanging out here. There's a couple of them, Nile crocodiles. They are about as long as a giraffe is tall, full grown, which is around 20 feet.
Banana on the crocodile tail.
About 500 pounds. And eat around half their body weight in a single serving of food. And then they may not need to eat again for up to a month, give or take some time. Their diet mainly consists of fish, but their jaw strength clocks in at around 2,000 pounds per square inch of force. So in a single bite, they can completely bite through bone. So they'll attack pretty much anything and everything that gets in their path. But with that in mind, we are going to say see it in a while to the crocodiles. We're going to head out of the Safi River. We're going to make our way out onto my personal favorite part of the reserve, the savannah. It is the largest part of our reserve. It's home to all kinds of free roaming animals, and it is a little bit more spread out than the other areas of our reserve. So you're going to have to make a bit more of a trek to get from animal to animal. Now coming to the bottom of this hill, I do notice some small antelopes. They're coming up on the right hand side all the way back there in the alcove. All the way back there. There are really small antelopes back there. Those are the springbuck. They are all the way back there. They're one of the smallest antelopes in Africa. They stand around 3 feet tall, full grown. But they are very powerful for their compact size. They can spring up to 8 feet in the air repeatedly. It's called pronking. It's their main defense mechanism.
I think I can see my
They can
kind.
also run about 50 to 60 miles per hour. So they are one of the fastest land animals.
They're on the move. They're right near the truck pile.
My wildebeest.
Surveying again, dude.
Coming up underneath the den there on the left-hand side are the African wild dogs. A little tan and black. They are related to domesticated dogs. They are not related to hyenas. But they are a lot more ferocious than domesticated dogs. They're the most successful mammal hunters here in Africa. They beat out both lions and cheetahs because they will hunt as a pack and literally run their prey down till they drop from exhaustion, which gives them an over 90% success rate. We're coming up on 2 animals here. The wildebeest are a little closer to us there. They have the largest migrational group of any animal. The sable antelope back there, named after their rich sable coloring. They get darker as they get more and more mature. And the curvature of their horns allows them to be very, very defensive and territorial animals. They will form a circle around their children in order to protect them and even spar each other in order to practice defense. Now the wildebeest, since they are mainly a migratory species, have their babies, but once they have their babies have about 15 minutes to learn how to walk. Otherwise they get left behind. The wildebeest are a firm believer in safety in numbers, and that is most evident when you see them sleeping. The wildebeest sleep in a star-shaped pattern, which allows them to kind of look in all different directions at all times. They have a 360 view to watch out for nocturnal predators like lions and hyenas. And they'll also sleep in that pattern so that if they were to hear the danger call of one of their own or even of another animal they recognize, they can get up and run outward without worrying about knocking into each other and slowing each other down. We're coming up on the Ankole cattle here on the right-hand side. They're coming down the hill. These are the animals with very large horns on their head up here. The Ankole cattle are the only domesticated animal here in the reserve. They were first domesticated by the Watusi tribe in Africa. And they migrated all the way on their own from Egypt. The horns on their head that you see there can be up to 6 feet long from tip to tip. They're completely hollow on the inside. They have a honeycomb structure in their horns, which allows them to circulate their blood. So they push warm blood up into their horns, let it cool down for a bit, and then push the cooler blood back down into their bodies. And that will help to regulate their body temperature and disperse their body heat. We are going to continue on here. We're going to make our way a little further into the savannah towards the red clay pits and see what kind of other animals we can find out here. It looks like we're headed in the direction of some knockdown trees, so maybe that means we're headed in the direction of elephants. Let's see. Oh, there's one. They're on the right hand side. Oh, there's 2. Wow. I've never seen 2 over here before. Normally I would say they're usually males. I do still believe that those are males up there. Normally males live alone in solitude after their childhood years are up. These must be a little bit younger, probably hanging out together just so that they can stay safe. Oh, there's a bunch of them over here. Okay, maybe they're not males then. No, they're all just hanging out together. Maybe they're gonna head in this direction though. I bet there's more of the herds probably over this way. We're gonna head across the Service Bridge here towards the Red Clay Pit, see if we can find some more. Now, elephants live in a female-run society, so the matriarch, which is usually the oldest female, is gonna be the one in charge. Let me get a view of this elephant here. There we go. What a beautiful view. Now she'll be the one making sure that everyone is sticking together, staying safe, has enough food and water, and she'll take care of any of the mommies that are currently pregnant. An elephant's pregnancy is the longest of any animal. It lasts around 22 months, which is just under 2 years. And those babies are born at around 300 pounds, which for us sounds like a very big baby, but for an elephant, that's fairly small. As you can see, elephants can weigh pretty big. Females can weigh around 11,000 pounds and males around 14,000 pounds. The elephants have a prehensile trunk. They can use it to pick things up, pull things down, eat, drink, etc. It acts as their hand, their nose, and their straw all in one. It has about 40,000 muscles in it alone. There's a bunch of them over here. See if we can get a bit better of a view as we come around this corner. Because elephants are so large, they don't have any natural predators here in the wild. Unfortunately, their only predators are human beings. They're facing a lot of ivory poaching for their tusks, but they're also facing a lot of habitat loss. They're losing their homes due to the mining of a material called coltan. Coltan is found in the batteries of our iPhones, cameras, computers, and gaming systems. So if you want to help these elephants out, the easiest and super best thing I guess we can do is recycle your electronics. Take them to Best Buy. They have those little bins. You can just drop them in there, or you can sell them on eBay, make a little money, or even just give them to friends or family that will use them. Anything that keeps those coltan batteries out of the trash helps reduce the need for the mining of coltan and can give elephants back their homes. We're coming up on the greater flamingo here on the left-hand side. They're the tallest and lightest pink of all the flamingo species. Their babies, when they're born, are a gray color for about a year and a half until they've had enough brine, shrimp, and other water creatures, which contains an ingredient called beta-carotene in it. The beta-carotene in their food is what's going to turn their feathers pink. So without it, they'd be white or gray, very similar to their children. We're headed into the east side of the savannah here. We're going to see what other animals we can find. That stand there on the left is just put there to remind us that poaching is still a real issue here in Africa and unfortunately all over the world. Poachers are getting better, smarter, and faster at poaching animals out in the wild and using the cover of darkness and new technology, even being as daring as poaching animals on reserves, which has become extremely dangerous. For all the animals on reserves we consider to be threatened, endangered, critically endangered, or extinct in the wild. A lot of the animals you're seeing do fit into one of those categories. They're also facing issues like deforestation, poaching, and habitat loss. At the Disney Conservation Fund, we are working to correct those issues little by little. We work in tandem with a lot of other conservation efforts, reserves, security teams, rehabilitation centers, and research facilities to keep these animals safe and help repopulate those on the brink of extinction as much as possible. In the last year, we were able to raise over $20 million to help animals in 175 different countries. If you want to be a part of that, you can donate to the Disney Conservation Fund at any of the food or merchandise locations here in Animal Kingdom property. In return, Disney will match your donation dollar for dollar, no matter how little or large, and give you a button that has either an elephant or a turtle on it to thank you for your donation. We're coming up on the Kobe Rock formations here on the left-hand side. During the daytime, we may not see anything, but once it gets a little bit darker out here, this is where the lions like to hang out. Lions are very lazy animals. They can sleep for up to 20 hours a day. And seeing as it's a little colder and raining outside, they're probably back in a cave somewhere.
Do they? Remember we said the box heated up there?
But lions are nocturnal hunters. Their eyesight is 6 times better at night than it is during the daytime. And it's not equal to ours during the day. So they practically have some built-in night vision goggles in their eyes at nighttime. We're also coming up on some warthog burrows here. Now, warthogs are the largest burrowing animal. They have 2 sets of tusks. And their upper curved set are the ones they use to dig their burrows. Lower, straighter set are the ones they use to defend them. I think they are backed into their burrows right now currently. But we're going to see what else we can find down here. I see some ostriches up here on the right-hand side. They're hanging out in the bushes there. They're the largest birds in the bird family. However, they are flightless, and they'll use their wings to help them turn while they're running. They're one of the fastest 2-legged animals, running around 40 to 50 miles per hour. You'll also notice their eggs down there on the ground. Those are ostrich eggs. They are very strong. They have a very thick shell that can withstand the weight of a human standing on top of them without cracking. That is mainly because ostriches do not sit or lay on their eggs in order to help incubate them. After a certain period of time, they will just bury them under the ground, and then those eggs kind of have to fend for themselves. So they'll have a very thick shell to trap in that heat as well as withstand the weight of the dirt that they're going to throw on top of them as they bury them under the ground. We are heading into the Magani Glen now. It's the newest part of our reserve. We have been working on acclimating our animals to this section still, so we're doing a decent job. We'll see what we can find. Oh, I see the yellow-billed storks up here. Now, these birds are carnivorous. They'll eat anything from lizards, fish, frogs, snakes, crustaceans, too. Unfortunately, their favorite snack is other smaller birds. Awkward. But, my friends, as we head up here around this corner and through this gate, we are going to be making our way back towards the Harambe Village. I do hope you enjoyed your time out here. I certainly enjoyed showing you around. If you're looking to get out of the rain, Festival of the Lion King is a great option for you. It is a show. It's about 30 to 45 minute show, but it is every hour on the hour at the Harambe Theater, which is just past the Harambe Village on the right-hand side, just before the bridge to Discovery Island. Keep in mind, as it is raining, if any of your fast passes get canceled due to the rain, those fast passes will turn into a multiple experience fast pass, which means you can use it at any of the other locations that are currently open in Animal Kingdom. If they have exceptions for Pandora, but you can use it anywhere. I know, that's where you'd want to use it, right? But check those exceptions out, and then you can use it anywhere else that's open in Animal Kingdom anytime for the rest of the day, so it will not have a time constraint.